Hey there, this is Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. Today is day 2 in Singapore. We visit Bugis Junction followed by Arab Street. So stick around and enjoy. We headed off towards Arab Street. We jumped on the MRT, rode a couple of stops on the east-west line and found ourselves in Bugis Junction. Bugis Junction is really, it's a street. It's a shopping mall, a covered shopping mall with quite a few shops. We didn't really hang around because I don't think shopping is Joe and I's thing. So we did make our way towards Arab Street, which was a 15-minute walk away. Arab Street is in the Arab quarter of Singapore. It's typically low-rise, hasn't really been that developed, and it's retained its original charm. The area is typified by highly coloured buildings and many street stalls selling all sorts of things from Persian carpets to different foods. All this wandering around is thirsty work, and we decided to get a coffee at ARABICA, a small chain of coffee stores in Singapore. It's really quite nice. It was quite funky. It had a really good vibe about it. Everything was sort of white, and it was also a fairly slow process to get a coffee. I think we waited about 20-25 minutes, but they finally came and they were quite nice. Really nice look and feel about it. Quite impressed. Incidentally, the cost of 2 coffees and 1 quite dry sort of pastry came to $21.88 Singapore, which is around $24.50 Australian. I thought that was quite expensive. Certainly there's areas of Singapore that are quite expensive, but that's not universal. You just need to be aware of where you're going and how much things are costing. We wandered around through the streets and back alleys and found our way to the Sultan Mosque. Because it was Ramadan, unfortunately, the mosque wasn't open to tourists. It was only open to worshippers. So I guess we'll never know what it's like inside, but it was certainly a very grand building. It was really great to wander around the back alleys and back streets and just looking at all the different highly decorated buildings. Really nice part of Singapore. it was quite hot, and the later it was in the day, the hotter it got. Also, we were there reasonably early and not many food places were open, so we decided to just wander around a little bit more and head back to Bugis Junction. We walked back to Bugis Junction and found the relative comfort of the air-conditioned malls. We were looking for lunch options, and in the end we settled for Sushi. The restaurant we went to is called Aitako Sushi, and we had a very, very pleasant and nourishing sushi lunch. Quite a few restaurants in Singapore have either barcode scans or supply tablets where you can actually order your items, and that goes straight to the kitchen. Quite an efficient way of doing things. This particular restaurant had a hidden drawer where we found all our cutlery, including chopsticks, and it conveniently slid away. Before too long, all our sushi dishes started arriving. I must say this is probably some of the tastiest sushi I've had for quite some time, even though it was a bit of a challenge trying to reacquaint myself with the use of chopsticks. Really, really nice food. I would highly recommend Aitako Sushi in the malls in Bugis Junction. After lunch, we had a wander around the Bugis Junction malls and shops, and then proceeded to catch the MRT back to our hotel for a bit of a rest. After rest and a spectacular thunder and lightning show, we made our way downstairs to the ground floor of the Raffles City Mall and had a very enjoyable dinner at a Korean restaurant. I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Until our next adventure in Singapore, bye.